after spending about 3 to 4 hours at the Czechoslovakian border, we managed to get in Czechoslovakia. Well, they checked everything that they could possibly check. I think they just wanted to make our lives a little more miserable. We then continue on through Checo, through the town, checking out the city, and heading out to the countryside to locate the racetrack, not knowing what comes next. This was definitely the experience of a lifetime. Then as we leave the city and head out to one of the small little towns, or many of the little towns, we find the kids waiting alongside of the road, knowing that all the motocross riders are coming. We then find out that what they're waiting for is they're not only waiting to see the riders that are coming in, but they want stickers. Stickers are big in Czechoslovakia. And if you throw stickers out the window, they'll swarm after that stuff like it was money. And as we travel through the beautiful countryside of Czechoslovakia, we're not sure exactly what to expect. We're wondering when we get there what the track is really going to be like. And as we come around the corner, I'm thinking, well, a typical European setting. What a neat track built on the hillside. I'm excited. Everything's looking good, but a little strange to see army guys standing around with guns the whole time. That was a little scary. Then, of course, I had to have my own experiences with a couple of them. While the mechanics were getting the bikes ready and having a cup of coffee and just kind of relaxing in between working on the bikes, I decided to go out and hand some stickers out to some of the fans. And of course, since stickers are so important over there and like money, the people flock over. Well, the military guy decides to tell me no more stickers because the people are about to knock the fence over. I decide, well, I'm just going to do it anyway, until he decided to stick his rifle in my ribs. One more time, no more stickers. I got the message then. I understood perfectly. Here's a strange one. You can't even display your stickers out in public. Everyone has their stickers underneath inside the trunk lid of their car. As we get ready on race day, the mechanics make the final adjustments to the tires, make the final adjustments on the chain, make sure that everything is correct so that we don't have a DNF, which could cost us the Trophy of the Nations here in Czechoslovakia. And we certainly don't want to have any of that after the results we just finished having in Belgium. And the biggest difference here from last week is the riders this week are riding 250cc machines, where last week they were riding the big 500s. Preparation, making sure that everything is right and going back and checking it over and over. The riders prepare themselves and get ready, and everyone discusses strategy for the race to make sure that everyone understands exactly what needs to be done. Once again, the opening ceremonies. In Europe, like nowhere else, they have the most awesome opening ceremonies, and they do it right. just in case you haven't noticed, this is a two-row start, and David has decided to start in the second row. The 30-second card goes up, and we wait the start of the Trophee of the Nations in Czechoslovakia. And off of the gate, tough to tell, but it looks like a Suzuki. Looks like that could possibly be Mark Barnett. And there's another Suzuki there, might be George Jove. Doesn't look like the Americans got the best of starts here, but we'll have to wait and see. It is Mark Barnett on the number 2 machine in first, followed by Ken Dorsell, number 8 Jove. I'm not sure who the next couple of riders were, but as I look at this here, it looks like Brock Glover on the number 3 bike in 8th, number 5 bike in 9th place, that would be Jove. David Bailey is considerably back in the pack, and Jeff Ward is a couple of positions behind him. So we didn't get the same kind of starts that we did in Belgium, but hey, if I know our American boys, they are going to make up for it. Man, what a neat racetrack as Mark Barnett is in the lead here. These uphill and downhills are tremendous. The speed in which they're coming down these downhills definitely makes it hard to start. Looks like Mark Barnett on the number 2 machine. Joe Bay would be on the number 8 machine in second, with Dorsell number 10 in the number 3 position. Then the number 19 bike, the number 3 bike of Glover, number 27 bike of Watley. And Mark Barnett continues to lead the charge on his 250 Suzuki. And in the number 2 spot, that would be Joe Bay. That would be Dorsell, the number 19 ride. Then comes Brock Glover. Then Watley on the 27, number 43 bike. The number 25 bike was Thorpe. Al Herb on the number 6 bike. Van Dorn on the G's and back in the back of the pack. In 16th place is Jeff Ward, and in 19th is Bailey. And they got some work to do. High speed downhill into a tough little off-camber corner. A tremendous downhill. The speed in which these guys are going in this downhill and trying to get stopped. So this is what I call motocross. Mark Barnett showing the way, showing the rest of the world how it's done. But we got to give some credit to Joe Bay because he's right there and he certainly isn't letting him go. Barnett reaches up and takes the tearaway off. While Joe Bay comes around the corner and doesn't hook up nearly as well. Meanwhile, Brock Glover, putting in a fine ride, has moved up to the number 4 position. Still looking for Bailey and Ward as we count down here, and it looks like, man, where are those boys? David Bailey has moved up to 15th. I don't see Jeff Ward. He must have had some problems, or it's very possible I missed him here in this stuff. Meanwhile, Mark Barnett continues to lead the charge. Joe Bay stays very close and still the number 10 bike of Dorsell. What a great ride by the West German rider Dorsell on the number 10 machine. Mark Barnett working it, and now it appears as though Mark Barnett is pulling away quite a bit here. Well, Joe Bay still holds down that number 2 spot. Dorsell in third, and looks like Brock Glover is on the move, trying to catch Dorsell and put the move on him. The Boers running in the number 6 position, while it looks like coming up the hill it is. It's David Bailey running in the number 11 spot. So Bailey is definitely moving up. They've got a long way to go. While Mark Barnett still on the move, running in that number 1 spot. Followed closely by Joe Bay on the number 8 bike, and Brock Glover getting closer and closer to taking over that number 3 spot. Still looking for David Bailey. There he is. Looks like he's still running about in the 10th, 11th position at this time. Mark Barnett doing a nice job in the number 1 position. still in the number 2 spot. We've got Joe Bay, we've got Purcell. Brock Glover just doesn't seem to be able to make up any time, charging hard, but doesn't seem to be able to get it together. He still runs in that number 4 position. And it looks as though David Bailey may have moved inside of the top 10 at this time. We'll have to get a check on that, but it appears as though that's what happened. Boy, is this track getting rough, particularly in sections. And finally, we see Jeff Ward in the picture. I'm not sure, we'll have to do a little checking on this, exactly what's happened to him at the beginning of the race. And it's still Mark Barnett in the number 1 position. Man, what a neat motocross track. When I walked this racetrack, all I could see was, man, what an opportunity to get to ride on this track. How cool would that be? And what a great job by the West German rider herself holding Brock Glover off. Here's one of those situations where Brock has to be patient. He's got to be aggressive. We need the points. Surely he knows what the situation is with Ward and Bailey and that they're back in the back of the pack. So we definitely need the finishing positions up front. But then again, every position you get, that's one more point that we have in our favor. And speaking of Bailey, he is running in that number 10 position. Mark Barnett, the aggressive, hard-charging bomber, doing an awesome job in Moto number 1, leading from the start and just going away, just stretching it out the whole time. Perfection, traction, control, good lines. But you know what? No matter how hard he tries, he can't seem to get away from Joe Bay. Joe Bay is right there just waiting for the opportunity, looking for Barnett to make a mistake so you can close the gap and possibly take over that number 1 position. Barnett doing everything that he can to hold on to that number 1 spot, but if he hasn't looked behind him, well, he probably shouldn't be looking behind him, but if he doesn't know, he better be careful because he's got Joe Bay about to get up his tailpipe. Well, meanwhile, we got Brock Glover moved into the number 3 position. That's going to be good for our point standing. And it appears as though Purcell has moved back to the number 4 spot. And well, doing the best job that he can, David Bailey is in the number 9 position at this time. At the halfway mark, we still have Mark Barnett in the lead, followed closely by the number 8 of Joe Bay. Oh, I love this technical track, and I love the way Mark Barnett sits down early and slides into the corner with his leg already out. Doesn't have to struggle with the corner, gets a much better flow, makes it more consistent. Brock Glover in the number 3 spot. Number 27 bike would be in the number 4 spot. Purcell's dropped back to the number 5 position. In 6th place would be Gabors. Malherbe would be in the number 7 spot. And David Bailey still trying to make his move to get up near the front of the pack, gathering those ever valuable points. Meanwhile, we see Jeff Ward trying to come from the back of the pack, working up to gather those valuable points and making a real nice corner like Barnett. Good early set down, slide into the corner. Boy, things could start to be getting interesting. Here's Mark Barnett still in the lead, but I'll tell you what, Joe Bay has definitely closed the gap. And so has Brock Glover. Brock Glover looks like he's on the charge and closing ground a little bit as well. While David Bailey continues to make his way to the front. And Jeff Ward, I'm not sure what happened to him at the beginning of the moto, but he's definitely on the gas now and trying to move to the front of the pack to help the U.S. team to the overall win in the Trophies to Nations here in Czechoslovakia. Okay, as we see Brock Glover go by, charging, and it looks like we've had a change in the front of the pack. Somehow we missed this one. Guess what? Joe Bay has moved to the number 1 spot ahead of Mark Barnett. Brock Glover is now catching Barnett. Wow, what a change of events. This is definitely going to change the point standings. Okay, let me see if I can figure this out. At this point in time, we got Joe Bay in the lead. That's 1 point. We got Barnett and Glover running second and third. That's 5 points. Then, the next Belgian rider, it appears to be Malherbe. Malherbe is in 7th. That gives him 8 points. So that's 5 to 8. Then we look back in the pack a little bit further, and we've got Bailey and Gabor. Bailey is running 8th. Gabor is running 9th. With the 8 and the 5, that's 13 for the Americans. And the 9 and the 8, that's 17 for the Belgians. And then we still got to contend with the other contenders, the other Belgian and the other American riders to see how that pans out. Could be interesting. Okay, now we got Gabor in the lead, and we got Brock Glover in 2nd place, making a hard start and looking to take over the lead. This is definitely going to change things. The uphills and the downhills, the high speed and the hard charging Brock Glover. Wow, wouldn't this be something? He won the first moto the weekend before. Now he's looking to win the first moto in the 250s, this time in Czechoslovakia. Oh, what an awesome 2 weeks for Brock Glover if he can win the first moto in both the 500 and the 250s, in the motocross and the Trophy to Nations. Meanwhile, Mark Barnett still holds down that number 3 position. But he'd better pick up the pace a little bit because he's got Watley right on his tail on the number 27 bike, while Duracell runs in the number 5 spot. And David Bailey, well, he just keeps pushing toward the front from his 19th place start, getting up there to catch those valuable points. While Joe Bay still holds down that number 1 position with Brock Glover closer and closer all the time. Mark Barnett still in the number 3 position. While Bailey does all that he can to just keep closing the gap on the front runners. As they come down one of the big downhills on the far side of the racetrack, Brock Glover is definitely putting the move on to catch Joe Bay and take over the number 1 position. And man, is he charging. Not only is he coming down the downhills with a head of steam, but he up that uphill with a pretty good head of steam as well. Here you go, Joe Bay put a little bit on the top of that hill, but Brock is definitely making him work for it. And I know that Brock is going, you know what? I can see him now, and I'm going to take it away. It's not going to be long. Meanwhile, Barnett still holding on to that number 3 position, but Watley is right on his rear fingers. And now, Malherbe has moved ahead of the number 10 bike of Duracell. So that puts Malherbe in the number 5 position. and Brock Glover at the top of the hill almost gets side by side with Joe Bay. Oh man, what a race this is. Glover doing everything in his power on the uphills and the downhills and everywhere on the racetrack to try to make the move, to try to take over that number one spot, but it doesn't seem to be working yet. Glover once again comes right up on the rear wheel of Joe Bay on the downhill. Brock loses a little momentum on the kicker, but still they're within 2 bike lengths. Man, this is the kind of racing we like to see. Brock goes a little bit wide. Joe Bay stays more on the inside. Lap riders, always an issue. Once again, as they come out of the bottom section of the racetrack, Brock Glover doing everything he can, trying to get up on the inside of the riders. Man, this is good racing in the motocross nation. Belgium versus the USA. At this moment, it's Joe Bay versus Brock Glover. Wow. And again, Glover makes a run on him on the downhill, but loses a lot of momentum at the berm at the bottom. Probably loses about 4 or 5 bike lengths. As they go around the turn at the top of the hill, Brock closes up again by a couple of bike lengths. Charging, hitting the downhill wide open. Touching the bottom of the hill, squaring off to the inside. Hits the bump on the uphill, catches a lot of traction and just blitzes on by Joe Bay. Man, this is what racing is all about. And way better than to have it happen with the motocross nation. Man, what a fine ride by Brock Glover. Early part of the moto, set back, just waiting for the opportunity until it came, making the pass, taking the riders one at a time, finally moving into the lead while Joe Bay, Mark Barnett holds on to the number 3 spot, while Watley is in the number 4 position. Man, this is some good stuff. And here's where we got to be careful of team tactics, team strategy, because now the front runners have caught up to the number 7 bike of Roman, who they're lapping. He could play roadblock and make it a bit difficult for Brock to get by. So this could be an issue. We need to see how this plays out. Well, no surprises here, as you would have expected. You would have expected Romans to do a little blocking, messing up Brock in the corner. Fortunately, he didn't get past. And now Glover looking to make the move past Romans so he doesn't have to deal with that issue anymore. Hopefully Romans won't take him out in this turn right here. Roman still trying to race with Brock Glover. Glover trying to get away. While Joe Bay still holding down that number 2 spot. Let's see if Roman lets Joe Bay to go by. And of course, as you would have expected, Romans pulls over, lets Joe Bay go back by, falls in line. So we got the battle going for first and second place between Brock Glover and Joe Bay. Things are happening everywhere. Brock Glover having that battle for the number 1 position with Joe Bay. Brock obviously wanting to win the moto for the USA. Barnett was having to have his dealings with Romans trying to get around him. Romans trying to do everything that he can to make sure that our life is as difficult as possible. Meanwhile, Brock Glover doing an excellent job of winning the first moto in Czechoslovakia and the Trophee Nation, just like he did in Belgium the week before. What a fine ride by Brock Glover. Wow, this is going to be interesting when everybody crosses the line to see how this pans out. And when it's all said and done, Brock Glover ends up first, Barnett in third. Bailey and Ward work up from a pretty poor start to 7th and 8th. And for the Belgians, the best they could come up was a 2 and a 4. Waiting the start of Moto number 2. Sign is up. At the drop of the gate, it looks like from about 5 over on the inside. Possibility Brock Glover, Jeff Ward. Possibility American in the top 3 positions. And as they come off the hill for sure, it's Brock Glover, Jeff Ward, Mark Barnett, George Gilday, and Eric DeBoer. And David Bailey in the number 1 bike in the 6th place. Not too bad. This time we got American riders all running in the top 6. If they come around completing lap number 1, it's Brock Glover, followed by Jeff Ward, Mark Barnett, DeBoers on the number 8 bike, Eric DeBoers, and David Bailey. Wow, what a way to start Moto number 2. Brock Glover, Jeff Ward, and Mark Barnett running 1, 2, 3 with 2 Belgian riders in the 4th and 5th spot, and David Bailey running 6th. As they approach one of the huge uphills, it's still Glover, Ward, and Barnett. Small gap and 2 of the Belgian riders, George Gilday and Eric DeBoer. And from this angle, you can see how steep these uphills and downhills are. This is what I call a real motocross track. Look at the lay of the land. No man-made junk, everything is all natural terrain. On the far side of the racetrack, having a good battle of their own, it's still Glover, Ward, and Barnett, 1, 2, and 3. Into lap number 4, and it's still Brock Glover with Jeff Ward hot on his heels, and Mark Barnett in the number 3 spot. Then comes our European riders having their own little battle. That would be number 5, Eric DeBoer, and number 8, George Gilday. And still in that number 6 spot would be David Bailey. another look as the riders come around for lap number 5. It's still Brock Glover, followed closely by Jeff Ward with a short gap before Mark Barnett, and closing up and moving quickly is Eric DeBoer, followed by the 8 bike of Joe Bay and number 1 David Bailey. Then as we get to the top of the hill and take a look as Brock Glover comes by, followed again closely by Jeff Ward, we get a nice look at the downhill so we can really see how steep these hills are. And boy, the braking going down there, I expect to be going down the hill into that pile of dust. I don't think you'd be able to see a thing. That could be even scarier than the downhill itself. As we look at the riders on the far side of the racetrack, it's Brock Glover and Jeff Ward. Boy, they're having their own battle. You would think these two guys would be settling for just sitting there in first and second place, but no, not the case. As Mark Barnett comes up the hill, boy, we get a nice look at how steep that uphill is. Well, the number 5 bike of DeBoer hangs tight and David Bailey in the number 5 spot. Well, David Bailey's moved to the number 5 spot. What's happened to Joe Bay? Not sure what's happened to Joe Bay, but it looks as though Andre Malheur is moved up to the number 8 spot. Looks like coming out of the far turn, and it is, Jordan Gilday running well back in the back. Lap number 7, Glover jumps down the downhill, followed by Ward, and in third place is Gabors. Gabors has moved up to the number 3 spot, ahead of Mark Barnett. And then David Bailey holds down the number 5 spot. Halfway through the motor, Brock Glover still leads, followed by Jeff Ward, and closing up the gap is number 5, DeBoer. This isn't looking good, but on the other hand, it's not all that bad. We do have 4 Americans in the top 5, followed by Barnett, the lap rider, and David Bailey. Lap number 9, and it's Brock Glover making a hard charge to the top of the hill, followed by Ward, and coming up hard and fast on the number 5 bike is DeBoer. Then Mark Barnett makes his charge up the hill, followed by David Bailey. And then comes the number 11 bike of DePaul. Brock Glover still leads, dropping into one of the choppy ruts going on to the uphill. DeBoer, who's moved into the number 2 spot, just about loses it, while Jeff Ward holds down the number 3 spot, getting ready to lap number 6, Andre Malheur. Mark Barnett still in the number 4 position, while David Bailey still holds down the number 5 spot. Things are looking pretty good for the American riders, except for maybe those holes coming out of that turn. I don't think that looks too good for anybody. Meanwhile, Brock Glover still in that number 1 spot on lap number 11, and DeBoer still holding down the number 2 spot. As the laps wind down, it's still DeBoer, then Brock Glover, then Jeff Ward, and a little ways back, Mark Barnett. Then comes David Bailey on the uphill, floating up over the top of the hill. And the signboard comes out for the USA, 2, 3, 4, and 5. With these position finishes, we will for sure wrap up the Trophies of Nations in Czechoslovakia. All we need to do is hold position. One more time around, and it's still the Boers in the lead. But what's this in the back? It looks like, and it is, it's Jeff Ward. Jeff Ward has taken over the number 2 position, dropping Brock Glover back to 3rd. And with 2 laps to go, the Boers have a commanding lead. Of course, why would anybody pressure him when you don't need to have this win? And yet, that's Jeff Ward, still in the number 2 position, taking it away from Brock Glover. Glover holding down that number 3 position. While Mark Barnett holds down the number 5 spot. And David Bailey has the number 6 position. I'd say the Americans are looking pretty good at this point. While the Boers takes the win. Jeff Ward cruises around for 2nd. Glover takes 3rd. Barnett, after a couple of laps riders, takes 4th. And David Bailey comes in for the number 5 spot. USA, once again, wins, this time at the Trophies of Nations 1983 in Czechoslovakia.
Ani zagraničí jednou a krajto tedy produkci klamali. David Tosh, majster sveta, takisto 21 ročný. Ďalej 20-ročný David Ročný. 20-ročný Jeremy Vetri. 32-ročný. Kedy neboli dovolí, to západní. Po 50-ročný a 6. miesto.
Ďalej súdruh Juraj Čigáš, člen pléna okresného výboru komunistickej strany Slovenska v Považskej Bystrici a predseda organizačného výboru. Ďalej inžinier Peter Magváši, kandidát vied, riaditeľ preteku. A súdruh Jozef Kochula, predseda okresného výboru Zväzarmu a podpredseda organizačného výboru majstrovstiev sveta družstiev v motokrose v triede do 250 cm kubických. Úprimne, v mierovom živote do našej televízie.
Číslom 1 David Jeffrey Ward, číslom 5 Erik Geber, číslo 11 Roland Lipo, číslo 12 Hojt Michael.
Áno, budeme zase hrať.